So again, we pretend it says y equals negative 2x plus 5 to start with, and then we're going to graph that line. We said when we had it in slope-intercept form, we just use nice, easy numbers for x. I usually just pick like 0, 1, and 2. Unless I have fractions, then I have to use 0 in multiples of the denominator, but since this one doesn't have any fractions, and I plug them in. If I put 0 in for x, negative 2 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 5, still 5. We know that n number should be our y-intercept. If I put a 1 in, negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. A negative 2 plus a 5 is 3. If I put a 2 in, negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. Negative 4 plus 5 is 1. Technically, you only have to have 2 points. We do 3 just in case we mess up on one. You could do 4 or 5 if you really wanted to. So 0, 5, 0 over, up 5. 1, 3, 1 to the right and up 3. 2, 1, 2 to the right and up 1. Again, we have to draw our line solid to begin with, which I did. And then I use those same rules as I had before. I look at my inequality symbol. Should that stay solid or should I change it to a dash line?
Solid.
It's going to be solid because it does have the equal to, so I leave it solid. Now the shading part is where people kind of get confused because we're looking at the y.
It's going to be to the left.
So you think of left or right, but you're really thinking up or down.
Yeah, the bottom.
Because the y-axis goes up and down. I'm shading less than, so look at your y-intercept and go straight down. That's where you want to shade, this section of your graph. Y is less than, so I would go down from my y-intercept. And so, although it looks like it's shaded on the left, it's really shaded below the line. So, again, I'm pretending that that says y equals negative 3x minus 3, and I'm putting some numbers in so that I can plot some points. If x is 0, what do I get for y? Negative 3. If x is 1, I get negative 6. And if x is 2, negative 9. So negative 3 times my x value minus 3. If you need to, use your calculator. Plotting those points. 0, negative 3. Over 0, down 3. We know that number should be our y-intercept, so we touched our y-axis at negative 3. Then I go 1 over, down 6. And 2 over, down 9, way down at the bottom of my graph. Draw my line in there. But then I've got to go check. Should that be a solid line or should it be a dash line?
Dash.
Going to be a dash line because we don't have the equal to. So then we have to use our little tool that changes our line to a dotted line. I'll use the eraser. Make it look like a dotted line. And then we have to figure out our shading.
The bottom portion.
The bottom portion. Again, we have a less than. And so if I went straight down from my y-intersection, I'm underneath my line, which looks like it's on the left, but is underneath that line. So number 6, this time when we do it, we're pretending it's y equals 1/3 x plus 1. And we have to be a little more creative at picking our points. 0 is always a good point to pick, but then we want to use multiples of our denominator. Multiples of 3 would be numbers like 3 and 6. So those would be good ones to pick. So if I take 1/3 times 0 plus 1, well, anything times 0 gets rid of that, you just get the end number, the 1. So that one's easy to do. If I do 1/3 times 3 plus 1, the 3's cancel out, so I get 1 plus 1, 2. If you're really bad with fractions, you can always use your calculator. 1/3 times 6 plus 1. Well, 3 goes into 6 2 times, so I have 1 times 2, which is 2. 2 plus the 1 on the end
8.
is 3. So 0 over up 1, just double checking, 1 is our y-intercept. Yes, it is. 3 over up 2, and 6 over up 3. And I draw my line. Should my line be solid or dashed?
Solid.
Solid. It does have the equal to underneath, so this one we leave solid. And then we want to shade. If I'm going to shade greater than my line, greater than my line would be
The top.
on the top, right? I'm going up on my y-intercept because I'm going greater. So above that line is where it gets shaded. Something like that. Then it gives you the ones that were in standard form. When we